Hello guys, today I'm going to show you a battle between India's two rising giants, Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa and Arjun Irigaisi. In this high-stakes clash from Meltwater Champions Chess Tour Finals, Praggnanandhaa unleashes a shocking rook sacrifice that turns the entire game upside down. So make sure to watch till the end. I am your host Bison, so game starts with Queen's Gambit, and now comes c6, which is known as Slav defense. Targeting this bishop, and black simply brings it back on f5. And you can see that in the next destination of this knight would be on b4. Okay, so now in this position, the best way for black to continue this game is knight at a goes to b4. Because suppose after takes, bishop takes b4, bishop takes b4, knight takes b4. Now look at this position. You can see that white have doubled pawn on the b file, whereas black has an active knight closer to the white king, and in the next move black will push his a pawns, and this position would be better for black. But in the actual game, after the move king to e2, he missed that move and instead he played c5, because now in this position, Praggnanandhaa sacrificed his rook. But why? Because after takes, now look at this position carefully. Here black have two doubled pawn on the a file, whereas white have two passers, which white will slowly converts in future and wins the game. Instead of king to f7, it's better for black to bring his knight back to c7, keeping an eye on the key squares so that white pieces can't enter to it. Here, white wants to capture this knight so that he can capture this pawn by his rook. And in this position, Arjun Irigyasi resigned. Okay, so let's move on to our game number 2. Okay, so this game is also from Melt War Champions Chess Tour Finals, where he was playing against the world champion Magnus. Okay, so this game starts with Caro-Kann defense, d4, d5. Here white can continue the game by capturing this pawn, but instead he goes for e5, which is known as advanced Caro-Kann variation. And this is known as Tal variation. Now in this position, it's better for black to play queen c4, targeting this h4 pawn, but instead he decides to bring back his queen to c6. He wants to place his knight to d4, so that's why Pragg decides to bring his knight to c6, keeping an eye on d4 square so that this knight can't enter. Maybe he wants to play bishop to e3, targeting this queen. He wants to reroute his knight to d5. Okay, so this move is a mistake by black because in the next move, black can play rook to c4, attacking this knight, and if you play knight to d6, then knight takes d6, e takes d6, queen to d7, and you can see that in the next move, black will capture this d6 pawn, and now in this position, you can see that black have two passers on the queen side. Let's go back after the move in the move rook to c4. Suppose if white plays knight to d2, trying to attack this rook, then black will play rook to a4 with the idea of queen to b2. And suppose if black is not careful and played any another move like king to h2, now g6, targeting this queen, and after a queen moves, suppose on f3, knight takes h4, queen to h3, queen to e2, and now you can see that this rook is under attack, and in the next move black will chop this f2 pawn and wins the game. But in the actual game, after the move rook to d7, here Carlsen rook to d1, here Carlsen continued the game with rook to d7. Okay, so this move is a mistake by white. Instead of this, the best move for white is to give a check by his knight to f6, because after takes, bishop to d2 check, and note one thing that after g takes f6, you can't capture the f6 pawn with the bishop because now black is winning after king to h7, because queen to f5 check. Here black will simply defend this check by his knight, and you can see that there is no more checks, and due to a passer on a file and b file, black is winning. So that's why after g takes f6, bishop to d2 check, king to h8, queen to h5, king to g8, queen to g4 check, king to h7, queen to h5 check, and obviously you can't defend this check with the knight because then white will simply capture the on h6 with a checkmate. So now you can understand the importance of this bishop on this diagonal. Okay, so in the actual game, after the move bishop to f6, here Carlsen played And in this position, the final move by Carlsen is queen to d5, and here Praggnanandhaa resigned. What an amazing game by Carlsen. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button for more because it motivates me a lot. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.